Hello students, in this video lesson we will study about the modes of transmission of communicable diseases. Now in the previous video lesson we have already discussed about the reservoirs of a disease. The diseases or pathogens are transmitted from the reservoirs of infections to the healthy person in two ways, that is direct transmission and indirect transmission. Let us first study about the direct transmission. The pathogens of some diseases are transmitted directly without any intermediate agent from an infected person to the healthy person. This can occur by contact with an infected person. For example, diseases like smallpox, chickenpox occur by direct contact with a person. The contact of open wounds or injuries with soil, etc. can also lead to direct transmission of a disease, for example, tetanus. Or if an infected animal bites you, that means animal bites can also lead to direct transmission of a disease such as rabies. Or through the placenta of the mother, the diseases like AIDS can transfer from the mother to the child through placenta. Now what is placenta? Placenta is a disc-like structure which attaches the child's body to the mother's body while the mother is pregnant. All the food, nourishment, oxygen is transferred from the mother's body to the child's body through this placenta only. And also the waste material generated by the child is transferred to the mother's body through this placenta. The last method by which direct transmission can take place is airborne method. These diseases are airborne diseases. The infection from sneezing, coughing, spitting, etc. These diseases occur through the little droplets thrown out by the infected person who sneezes or coughs. Someone standing close can breathe in these droplets and the microbes enter in his body. For example, common cold, pneumonia, tuberculosis, influenza, etc. Microbes of such diseases spread through air. We all have had this experience of sitting near someone suffering from cold or flu and catching it ourselves. Let us now study about the indirect transmission of communicable diseases. The pathogens of some diseases reach the healthy person through some intermediate agents. It can occur by the carriers or vectors. Like many diseases are transmitted by other animals. These animals carrying the infecting agents from a sick person to another potential host are called the vectors or the carriers. For example, female Anopheles mosquito is a vector of malarial parasite. Sandfly is a vector of the disease called Kala Azar. And the houseflies are carriers for cholera and typhoid. The indirect transmission of diseases can also occur through blood. The diseases such as AIDS, hepatitis B, etc. can transfer through used syringes. The indirect transmission of diseases, the communicable diseases, can also occur through food and water. This occurs if the excreta from a person suffering from an infectious disease such as typhoid, cholera, etc. gets mixed with the drinking water used by people living nearby. The typhoid and cholera causing microbes will enter in the body of a new host through contaminated water and cause disease in them. Such diseases are much more likely to spread in the absence of safe supply of drinking water. The another way through which indirect transmission can take place is through sexual contact. Sexually transmitted diseases such as syphilis, AIDS are transmitted through sexual contact from one partner to the other. However, such sexually transmitted diseases do not spread by casual physical contact such as handshake, playing, hugging, eating together, etc. Some other ways of transmission of the diseases through indirect method can be by unclean hands and fingers or through contaminated articles such as garments, crockery, toys, soap, utensils, surgical instruments, etc. The study of mode of transmission of diseases through direct or indirect method is called epidemiology. Now, the signs and symptoms of a disease depend on the tissue or organ where the microbes reside. Our body is very large as compared to the microbes. Therefore, there are many possible places, organs or tissues where microbes could go and reside. Reside means stay. So in the next video lesson, we will be studying about organ specific manifestation of a disease and tissue specific manifestation of a disease. We will also study about course of a disease and incubation period of the pathogens in our body.